and welcome to the channel. I am going to be working on a bit of a better system here so that we're better able to see the cards. Um, but for today, I will be taking some photos of the cards as we go so that I can edit the video and slip those cards in. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Riley, or sorry, the Goddess Illuminated, and my spiritual name is Barve. I am going to be doing a reading for our collective. Now, our collective is about creating sort of the kingdom on earth. So, what is it that we're trying to achieve? I mean, I'll talk a little bit for a second about what I'm trying to achieve. So, one of the things that's really important to me is changing the way that we are currently living. I think that consumerism and capitalism is one of the banes of modern society, especially the financial system. I'm more interested in working towards freedom, spreading love, and creating systems where we get to work on the things that we enjoy and that inspire us, and moving away from sort of this educational system that sort of takes us from point A to point B. Then we go to uni and then we step into a 9 to 5 job, and more than 50% of our labor is taken by wages of the company that goes into the hands of the rich, and we never see it, and then we pay taxes. I don't really like that system. I think a lot of people are feeling that way. So let's see what we can do here as a collective. If my head gets cut off, I'm really sorry about that. I'll be popping my head down every now and then to give little messages to the camera. But let's just get going here. So we will start off here. Now, typically I sometimes I read reversals, sometimes I don't. I just sort of take things the way that they come. And I am not exactly sure what style of reading I'll do today. Sometimes I pull lines, sometimes I do Celtic cross. I generally like to read as a story. I would do pull clarifiers. So sometimes I clarify from I usually clarify from other decks. Sometimes I won't, but let's just take a look at some of the general energies. Now, what this reading about is it's about what is our collective. Let's just start with that. What is this collective? I want to get an understanding of what this collective is. Why? Who are we? Who are we as a collective? One more about, oh, here we go. Got two more. Okay. So we have got the Three of Swords and the Seven of Cups backwards. So Three of Swords is obviously a card of heartbreak. It can be disillusionment. And the Seven of Cups is generally a card of choice, multiple opportunities. And so how I'm reading this right now is that, being part of this collective, forming this collective, is a means to get out of this heartbreak, and that there is simply no choice left for me but to do it. I'm trying to figure out here where I'm going to go with these cards. All right. It takes a lot of gusto and gung-ho to read for a collective. I've been a tarot card reader for at least half of my life, and I learned from my grandmother, who is a very famous tarot card reader. But to put yourself out there and to start downloading information for a collective is something that I've been working on. In fact, I've been building up to this for almost a year. So the next two cards that we have are the Hermit and the King of Wands. I think I'm gonna have to move these up here. So the Hermit obviously speaks to, I mean, this really speaks to me about why I've joined this community. And I think that right now, actually, we'll pull some cards around to ask a few more questions about the other people that are joining this collective. I assume that a lot of people here are joining for the very same reasons that I have. It's because, you know, you're feeling this heartbreak about where we are on our path. And you know, I resonate as one of the 144,000 as a star seed and a light worker. And I'm assuming that a lot of people coming in here, we might have indigo children. And we might flat out have other divine energies. So I connect with a lot of very primordial pantheonic energies, and we will be getting into what it means to embrace some of those goddess and gods and goddess energies, and how we can start working with them as a collective. All right, so it seems to me that because of this desire to get out of this heartbreak and not seeing any other way to go about doing it, that we've all been in hermit mode for a while and focused solely, you know, the King of Wands is focused on with this one wand. So there's not really a whole lot of options here for us about how we are going to bring this together. And how I see this collective working is that over time, our resonant energies will start building up, and the things that we want to achieve in terms of, you know, building out our new kingdom. I think I said in the opening video that I like to say the new world order, because I don't like that they, meaning the WEF, have taken that word from us. The new world order is our world order. So while I might call it the kingdom of grace here, sometimes I do Christian practices. I did not grow up in a Christian household. I was, however, baptized. I began my Christian journey with some of my very dear friends in university, and I set a Christian prayer group with a big group of lovely ladies once every 2 weeks. But I have studied heavily Hindu scripture, and that is really, my background really is in Kundalini, Tantra, Hatha, Nath yoga. And so, you know, we take the best of what it is that we're given, but I want to call in, you know, one of the things that I've learned, because I do channel Isis, I do channel Hathor, I do channel a number of different energies from the past, if you shall say that. However, those energies are quite live and present around us right now. To be honest, that's one of the reasons that I'm able to connect in with them. I surrender because I consider myself to be working for the divine. And when I say the divine, what I mean is what some people would call Christ consciousness, which, you know, Jesus was walked on earth to spread Christ consciousness, but Christ consciousness is for the love and the connection of humanity. And you know, I've got Pleiadian heritage, and so you know, I'm happy to use the Christ consciousness as a way to explain what it is that we're doing here, because we're here to work for humanity. And you know, that there's a lot of teachings of the Bible that are just amazing and fantastic. So now let's take a look here. I'm going to do a couple of cards around. So what is it that the collective was feeling? Why is it that the collective joined us in this journey today? Where is the collective coming from? All right, we've got the Seven of Swords energy. Well, this is quite interesting. Seven of Swords energy is the Seven of Swords has gone into the enemy's camp, and he has gone and taken the swords away from the enemy so that they can't be used against him. So I feel that energy is one of the energies that the collective is going to want to be embracing here. It's about, we should be looking when we're building our community at what is it that we can do. And I've got in my toilet, I've got a prayer that I read, and one of the things that's highlighted on that prayer is I have no enemies. So I don't believe in the idea of enemies in any real sense, but in a practical sense, there's energies that are congruent to us building our mission, and there's energies that may oppose it. So when I say enemies here, we need to be thinking about oppositional energies. Now let's actually use the in-between tarot here, and I'm gonna have a nice good shuffle. I want to dig in a little bit deeper to this this method, this purpose of joining here today. By the way, this in-between tarot card is really quite interesting. Each of the cards span one card to the other, and it's like if you're reading the Fool's Journey and the tarot from from beginning to end and back to beginning. It's about what happens in between the cards, and the story that lies therein. So let's take a look at the Seven of Swords. Oh, we've got two here. We've got in between the Seven of Coins and in between the Eight of Coins. So I'll show you the picture here. So the Seven of Coins is really about a change in direction. Normally in the Seven of Coins, it's the gent that's looking at the plant. He's looking at how much his crops have grown, and he's asking, am I happy with what I've planted? Is this harvest, am I reaping what I thought I would reap from what I've sown? The Eight of Coins is typically in the Rider Waite, the gentleman who's sitting there and he's hammering those coins, and he's doing it over and over and over again to protect his skill. What's really interesting about this card is that it says on it, the ladies are scribing on the wall, and it says the Bill of Human Rights. And I feel that is definitely the energy that a lot of us are coming in with. We are feeling like we actually aren't living in alignment with our human rights. And so part of what we want to do here is look at what we've manifested and think about how we can start going over and over and building new skills and new paradigms up for ourselves. Oh my goodness. And I'm so happy about this card. So the second card we got was from the High Priestess to the Empress. And look at what we've got here. We've got a baby wrapped up, and she's wrapped between these two energies. The Empress can mean birthing something. It's that Mother Nature energy, that abundant spirit of Earth, spirit of Mother Gaia. And obviously with the High Priestess, that is all of the wisdom that's held behind the veil. So what we're trying to do here is we are trying to create our new Bill of Rights, our new skill set, our new foundation for taking the wisdom that we have and birthing it into existence here. I'm so excited to be part of this collective. I am jumping with joy. All right. Now let's go back to the Raider way. Let's have a look here at what has been brewing. So, we've been, and I'm hoping to get maybe 3 cards, and then we can clarify them a bit as needed. What has been brewing here for the collective over the last little bit? Why has the collective been putting so much of their hermit time into thinking about this heartbreak and this suffering? We have got nostalgia, the six of cups. So what this says to me is that, especially the way that I put them here, we're stealing the swords from the energy. There's a bit of a nostalgia about going back to the past, but oh, this one wanted to flip. Yeah. Wanting to go back to the past because we're sad about the way that things have developed. So that was the 5 of Cups. But we can't go back to the past. We can't just turn back the clock of time. So what else has been brewing with the collective? It's too many. Oh, no, let's take them. Okay. We have the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is a spark. It's the spark of desire. It's like the energy, the rush of inspiration when something new is coming. We have the King of Wands, or sorry, the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is about taking that spark and actually putting it into action. So taking it just from thought into this more animated action. And we have the 6 of Swords, and the 6 of Swords came up reversed. And I think, again, this is part of that heartbreak. The 6 of Swords can be about moving on and, literally sort of taking none of what you have with you. In reverse, coming up, it says to me that part of us are looking for, we're stuck, we're unable to find this way of moving on. So we get this spark of inspiration to start a new collective, to start a new community, to work on having a kingdom of grace, a new world order here that's run by our Bill of Rights and our divine wisdom. And yet we haven't been able to figure out how to do that. So let's take a look at what has come into focus. What has come into focus for the collective over the last, I don't know how long you guys have been waiting. I've certainly been doing readings for this channel. And to be honest, I spent quite a bit of time on country. That is an Australian phrase for out in the bush. So I lived on a abandoned cattle ranch for a while, and we were looking at turning that into a conservation estate. I spent time on country with some Indigenous communities, and I have been spending a lot of time sort of just by myself at the beach, pulling my energy together, really sitting in that hermit mode so that I could get up the night to move from the spark of inspiration into actually doing this channel. So again, I thank everybody for being here. I really would appreciate any likes, shares, and subscribes. Please feel free to comment in the comment section. I will be engaging with the comment section as we grow our collective, because I'd like to get to know where people are at, what it is that they're working on, and we will be diving in a bit deeper to that very shortly. All right, let's take I'm gonna have to pull some energy here. Okay, what were we thinking about while we were in hermit mode? What is it that the collective was thinking about while in hermit mode? And we've got the King of Wands with the King of Swords. So the King of Swords to me says that he is ready to cut out what's not serving him, and he is using his logic and his wisdom to guide him. The swords represent our thoughts and clarity, and so to me that's sort of where we were at. We also had the Tower, and so, you know, while we were sitting there with this fire, this King of Wands fire in our belly, ready to embark on, you know, getting onto our life path and actually just building this, because, you know, let's be honest, we can sit around and read about it all we want, but unless we are working together to actually build a new community and make some of those changes here. So the Tower, logically, we were thinking, how do we tear down the system that we have? And I think that's a really beautiful place for us to end that portion of the reading. I'd like to move on a little bit to understand about what sort of projects it is that our collective is contemplating getting involved with. And I'll tell you a little bit about the projects that I'm working on right now. I work in the natural resource management space. So I do work on green energy projects and conservation projects. I do work with Indigenous peoples here in Australia. I am also working on a project for community-based living that goes back and mimics some of the hippie communes based from the 60s, and where like tiny home communities. And I have put together a property, it is a property fund, so that we can buy into those communities, collectively own the land together, and, you know, develop things like community kitchens and community workspaces and work on community gardens. So that is the project that I'll be working on, and I'll be updating you guys as I go. But mainly, you know, I suspect that other people will be working on very, very similar projects. All right, we have the Mother of Wands, the Queen of Wands. I'll show these cards. So the Queen of Wands is such a beautiful card. The Queen of Wands derives her inspiration from the sun. She does not know what she is doing. So, and I'm getting this from Minnow Pond, because I've listened to Chris for a long time. Traditionally in the Rider-Waite, she is the only one in the suit of fire that does not have the salamanders on her cloak. I believe that's what he normally says. And the salamanders are what protect us from fire. So it means that the others in this suit are able to protect themselves and know that they are working in the right direction. However, the Queen of Wands does not, and she has to use her intuition to guide her. Searching through this deck to see if I can find the Queen of Wands quickly. Here she is. She's got the sunflower. And she's staring at the sun and using her staff and the sun there to get her inspiration. So we might talk a little bit. I might do another quick reading on some of the stuff from the Power of Now, the Book of Ra. You know, it is a philosophical system, and it involves the Egyptian pantheon. It's about a new philosophy for living that is largely based on spirituality. So I think that some of our collective might be interested in reading that and working on some of the principles there. All right, we've got a couple more cards coming out. We have got the Knight of Wands again. The Knight of Wands under the Knight of Wands. This is called the Son of Wands here with this snake. And the snake wrapped around this, well, it looks like a plant. It looks like a, almost like a big dandelion sort of plant that's got all these spikes at the top. Now the snake wrapping around, well, pretty much anything, that is a symbol of the medical community. So I think that some people here might be interested in transforming some of the systems that we have, and one of those might be medicine, but I think this, I got the download when I was looking at this sort of explosion type plant in the background here, that just might mean business in general. We also have temperance. So temperance is about the temperance card here. Temperance is about us being more ourselves, coming into our own right. We've got a stork here carrying the baby. So to me, this says that a lot of people are going to be interested in like our education systems and maybe even teaching the arts and stuff like that. And next we have the Son of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is about loyalty. It's about stability. And so I think, when we've got the one pentacle here up, and in this, it looks like it's over the moon. What I'm getting from this is some stability in our financial systems. So that's really quite an interesting set of projects for the collective to be working on. All right. I have a card of inspiration. Oh, interesting. That's not supposed to be in that deck. I have got a card of inspirational thoughts and words. And I normally, well, I do a lot of different things, but what I'm being called to do is to lay out 3 cards for our collective. Hang in there. And also to, as I pull those, to pull from a homemade deck, and this is about our energy centers. So it's essentially our chakras, and I will be working on getting these cards printed and offering some decks in the future. But for now, we'll use these homemade cards and see if the universe wants to give me a message here. Which one of these chakra centers goes with hang in there? Let's just have a bit of a flip here. We've got 2 standing out. Okay. Hang in there. We've got the third eye. My awareness is expansive and everything is part of the whole. I see myself and others belonging. Hang in there. That is such a great message for our first collective reading. We've got the crown chakra. I am divine. I am in peace. Let's see if we can add another inspirational message here for the crown chakra. All right. Put two that came out. Peace comes from within. All right. So what I'm getting from this is meditation is actually going to be a big part of our community. And so I haven't yet figured out whether I'm going to do a separate channel for some practices or whether it'll all just be part of the same channel. But we will be doing some different practices. In fact, I got a download just on the weekend to start doing yoni egg practices. And so I have started that, which has been interesting, to say the least. And then we've got start somewhere. All right. So we need to use our crown chakra. I think we want to work on our third eye, seeing ourselves and others as belonging. We know that we're coming here as a community, and so now we've got to start something. So let's draw that energy up to our crown and allow those inspirations over the next week to flow in from the divine. And let me know in the comments what it is that you're feeling called to do. Let me know what it is how you are planning on using these readings in this community to help get you on your life path, and what it is that's meaningful and purposeful for you. All right. I'm going to pull a couple more single message cards here just to get us. It would be wonderful if some people wanted to journal. Okay. True manifesting is about receiving what is best for all. Oh my goodness. And that is, this should be put somewhere at the top of the reading. True manifesting, this is exactly what we're talking about here with, between the Seven of Cups and the Seven of Coins and the Eight of Coins and the High Priestess and Empress. This energy just matches to me so well, because what it is that we're trying to manifest in this new kingdom and in this new world order is what's going to be best for all. And so that is an amazing and beautiful message. I'll use some of my Abraham Hicks decks just to pull a couple more messages out and read from those for the collective. So this week, your homework is to focus your awareness. My awareness is expansive and everything is part of the whole. We're thinking about what it is that we can do to create a new world order or a kingdom of grace that's going to be in the best interest for everybody. What is it that we can start now? So with those practices, what I'm suggesting is that we find our peace and sit in that peace in meditation. And it doesn't have to be, I'm not saying everybody has to do 90-minute meditations. There are some great, I practice Vipassana. It's a beautiful, beautiful body scanning technique. But you can just, actually, let's start doing that. Let's start Googling some short meditations, things that we can do in under, from 5 to 12 minutes. And what I want for everybody to share is if they found a really good meditation that is about starting something, that is about creating what we want in the world, creating what we desire. So a law of attraction sort of videos to share those with the community in the comments. And also, please tell me what it is that you are looking for, what is it that you're working on? Okay, this is the one we're gonna go for. I am rediscovering the art of allowing my natural well-being. And the card says, we call this discipline the art of allowing. It is the art of allowing the well-being, which makes up every particle of that which you are and that which you come from, to continue to flow through you as you continue to be. Beautiful card to add to our meditation practice this week. And last but not least, I will be pulling an abundance card. Let's see what we can call in for our collective this week in terms of abundance, messages of abundance for the collective. As we come together, as we start to think about what it is that we have to offer this collective and how we're going to participate in our life path here. What sort of abundance message can you give for us today? This is the one that's sticking out for me. My attention to it invites the essence of it. Anything you're giving your attention to is an invitation to the essence of it. Saying, I want money, but it will not come, is the same as saying, come to me abundance of money, which I do not want. When you're thinking of money in that way, that will make it come to you. You always feel good. When you are thinking of money in the way that it keeps it from coming to you, you always feel bad. That is how you know the difference. So, for some of us, this might be about finances. Obviously, if we are going to create a new world order, we are going to need to call in some finances. But seeing as this is the beginning of our journey, what this card is really inviting us to do is to get out of this heartbreak energy, this Three of Swords energy that we were feeling. It is probably why you were drawn to this collective, because you feel like you have something to do in this world. Now, instead of us focusing on the things that we don't want in the world, what this card is asking us to do in our meditation this week is to focus on what we do want in this world. So I think that that's a really, really valuable piece of advice. If you're sitting in meditation and you're like, well, I don't like the political system. Well, I don't like us using fossil fuels for gas. Well, I don't like. Start thinking about, just let those thoughts go, right? It's not worth dwelling on. What we want to be calling in and what we want to be focusing on this week is the things that we do want. So when you have a moment of inspiration for something that you do want, something that brings you joy and creates excitement and harmony for you, that's the sort of thing that we want in the comment section. This is one of my favorite decks. It's by Izzy. It is the Lumerian Tarot. I don't exactly remember the full name. Or is it the Meldakian? No, this one's the main. So this is just for for the men and females, but we've got them. It is a beautiful, beautiful oracle deck. So what energy can we embrace this week as we think about what it is that we want to call in for ourselves through belonging to this collective, through belonging to this community? How are we going to embrace give it another little shuffle here? Or maybe we're not ready for it. Let's see. We'll have one more go. These two are wanting to come out. So these are the two that I'm going to take. Okay. We have got the sacral chakra, the core of creation. Revel in the present moment and feel deeply into your senses. The sensuality of being alive, the breeze on your skin, the scent of the damp earth, the feeling of aligning perfectly into the temple you call your body. This card is about diving into the depths of the present moment, where your facilities are available for divine creation. Nothing is left in the past or caught in the future. All of you are united in a moment of ecstatic concentration. Let yourself drop into passion, intimacy, and loving connection with whatever you are birthing into the world and with whomever you have chosen to co-create. Oh my. I am so happy at the way that this reading is going. This is so fantastic. I am so excited to be part of this collective. All right. And last but not least, look at how beautiful this card is. We've got unique gifts. We all have gifts to bring to the world. And if we did what we truly excelled at and enjoyed, our talents and abilities would enable our communities and our planet to thrive. If you haven't connected with your people, look at your quirks and what they're telling you. What makes you unique? Look for the positive sides of your oddities and traits. Things you have considered shortcomings might be the qualities that enable your gifts. Are there things you'd like to try or feel pulled to explore? Now is the time to follow these whispers. You never know what they may reveal. Oh my goodness. All right, collective. Thank you so much for being here. I am so excited to start reading. I know that we're going to do this. 144,000. We're here on a mission, right? This is what we're here for. Let's come together. I can't wait to get all the star seeds involved. Like I said, I will be running, they're not individual readings, they're more like collective side projects, and they'll probably kick off on Patreon. The Goddess Path, the Goddess Illuminated Path is the first one that I'll be working on, and that will be about choosing a deity that you want to embrace that energy of. It'll probably be a 6-week course for $49 US, and I am planning on kicking that off in the new year. That will run it obviously until February, and then in February 14th, we will be starting on an 8-week twin flame journey for those of you who feel called to that. And I can talk more about that as we go along. I'm really excited to have you here, collective. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Berve. We'll see you next week.